people, welcome back to Memory Bites. This is part 2 of my videos looking at horror games, or games that are good for this time of year, because I love Halloween, I love everything about it, all the spookiness that's involved, so I love playing my horror games this time of year. Part 1 was my Resident Evil collection, and I'll link that below if you haven't checked that out already, so please do. And today I'm looking at all the other games I've got which give me that kind of Halloween-y feel. Not necessarily all blood and guts, although most of them are. But Halloween is also about a feeling, a spooky feeling. So any game that inspires that spooky kind of feeling in my collection, that's what I'm going to share with you today. Now, we can't talk about horror games without talking Castlevania. Now, I wish I had the NES version, but I don't, and that's way too expensive at the moment. But what I do have, to kick us off, Castlevania Chronicles for the PlayStation 1, which is a remake of the original Castlevania. As far as I can tell, the layout is exactly the same, the items are the same, it's just updated graphics. There's actually 2 game modes in this, original mode and arrange mode, and I honestly can't see much of a difference with them, but it's a good game. If you can get hold of the original Castlevania for the NES, for the Game Boy Advance, or even emulate it, great game. Definitely gives you that kind of spooky kind of vibe. But yeah, another Castlevania game. This time, it's Castlevania Adventure for the Game Boy. Now, I don't have that many Castlevania games. In fact, I only have 3 Castlevania games in total. But this one is really good, and I just love this cover art. I love it. Fantastic cover art on this box. Another great one. Handheld horror game. And this one as well. Castlevania. I think in America this was Circle of the Moon. I think. Could be wrong. But another one. This is really good. Another Game Boy game. Gargoyle's Quest. And yeah, I think this is quite a Halloween-y kind of game. I mean, you play a gargoyle, you're fighting ghosts and demons, and you have to save the demon realm and all of that, so yeah. Plus it's quite family friendly too, so smaller kids can play these games. Okay. PC game. Don't have many PC games, but I'm showing you this one because it's a Sleepy Hollow game. This is a hidden objects game. And I have a few hidden object games. I like them. You know, they're good little time wasters, time fillers. So this one's really good because it's the story of Sleepy Hollow. And some great spooky settings and puzzles in this. It's perfect for Halloween. If you just waste a bit of time. I think you can also get this on mobile. You can check the App Store, I think you can get this as well. This was very, very cheap because it's on PC again, so that's good to have. 2 more hidden objects games. These are mystery case files. I've got 2 of them. Another PC one, Dire Grove, which is great. Very eerie, snowy setting on this one. And Ravenhurst, which I originally played on the PC. Then I found the DS version and I had to have that. It's a great haunted house setting. I do like the Mystery Case Files games. They are really good. And this one's very, very spooky, very creepy. It's perfect for Halloween. Okay, now you can't have Halloween without thinking of witches and wizards. And what other witch and wizard do kids love these days, but Harry Potter. This is the only Harry Potter game I actually own, currently. But yeah, this is really good. Really good. Very family friendly. Witches and wizards, Harry Potter. You know, it's good. It's great. Harry Potter. Say no more. Okay, this one. Now, I think this is... I don't know, is it a hidden gem? Could be. I know not a lot of people talk about it. Ghost Hunter. Which for me, just... They should have just called it Ghostbusters. Because this guy here, he has a gun that he uses to wrangle the ghosts, and he has a almost like a grenade he uses to trap the ghosts. So it's just, for me, it's Ghostbusters really, without actually being called it. But yeah, it's good. Of course, you're catching ghosts. It's all creepy and dingy. There's the guy. Spooky settings. It's a great Halloween kind of game. Now this next game, well, it's next two really. Medievals. I played this every year for about 10 years. Every Halloween, my Halloween wouldn't begin until I'd beaten this game. This for me, this screams Halloween, this game. Especially the beginning levels. Where you have giant pumpkins and you meet a pumpkin witch. And you're going through cornfields and you're smashing scarecrows. It gives you all kind of autumn, kind of, fall vibe. It's great. Really good. This one is good as well. Yeah. Get the same kind of Halloweeny vibe with this, but for me, it's this one. Definitely. I don't think it's that expensive either at the moment. Not checked, but it is really good. You can tell how old it is. Look, it's DualShock compatible. It uses the new DualShock feature. Get on that. Okay. Got an RPG now. A turn-based RPG, Kudelka. Again, not one that many people mention these days. Or ever, really. How best to describe this? Well, it's a turn-based RPG. Kind of like a survival horror-ish. And it's set in a castle. So think Final Fantasy VII meets Resident Evil meets Castlevania. And that's the kind of thing you're looking at. But it's a huge game. It's 4 discs. I think most of it's actually just cutscenes, because it's got that kind of full motion cutscenes. But it's good. It's a pretty good game. Still not beat it yet. But then I've never beaten Final Fantasy VII. So what does that say? Okay, this next one, Splattermaster, is the one I got from the library. Yeah, you can actually turn the blood off on this, so younger kids can play it. And then it just becomes a cutesy little platformer with this guy who looks like he's got like a pumpkin for a head. Beating up these little demons with his fists or his chainsaw. And you can turn the blood back on, it becomes a bit more adult orientated. It's a good little platformer. Certainly gives you that Halloween kind of vibe. Devil May Cry, the first one. I've only chosen the first one for this, specifically for the opening level, because it's set in a big creepy castle. Big creepy castle, and you're fighting puppets, amongst other things, but most of the time you're fighting puppets. Or things that look like death and they've got scythes and they fly after you and they laugh and stuff. Really good. Chuck this on at Halloween, get you in the mood. Those are more the family-friendly type games. The next ones are going to be a bit more adult orientated, so a bit more blood and guts, a bit more terror involved. Darkness. That's how much it was when I picked it up. Yeah, pretty good. First person shooter, but it's very dark, very gothic. Really very good. This one, I think most people have heard of this. It's a huge game, massive game, in terms of memory. What was it used? Get it right, Matt? 6 megs to save a game. 7 gig required to play the game, so it's a massive game, but it's worth it. It's really good. Some genuine scares in this game. Few jump scares in this game, but really good. Quite cheap as well. I picked this up for, I think it was £3 in the CX, so it's good. One I picked up a few weeks ago. Another really creepy game, Condemned. If you like your zombies set in the Wild West, and who doesn't, can't go wrong with Red Dead. Undead Nightmare, fantastic. Brilliant, brilliant game. You know what? I've still never played the original Red Dead Redemption. I always come back to this. I don't know. I probably can't play the other one now without thinking of this, but maybe it should someday. But it's really, really good. Really good zombie game. It's another one not many people mention. Cold Fear. And for me, it's a fantastic survival horror game. Excuse me a second. Too much talking, I should shut up more. Don't agree too much. Yeah, survival horror game. And this is set on a boat. Very creepy, very gothic. Don't play this if you get seasick easily, because the boat rocks a lot. So does the camera. Moves about a lot. It's the same kind of camera angle as Resident Evil, kind of over the shoulder, third person look, fixed camera. But it's really good. Not much music, so all you have is the sound of the storm blowing, and really very good. Okay, this next one's a DS game, and it holds the accolade as having the weirdest title in my collection. Yep, this one is Touch the Dead. Don't touch the dead. Don't touch the dead. So yeah, this is a first-person shooter, but for the DS, and your stylus becomes your gun. Yeah, it's fun. It's okay. It's not one you can sit down and play for hours on end, because it's not that big, really. I mean, all you're doing is moving your stylus around to shoot zombies, basically. And there's 4 different types of gun to choose from. Again, I don't think it's that expensive. Could be wrong, it wasn't, certainly a few weeks ago. But it is good. It's a good little time filler. Okay. Alone in the Dark. Not the best game, by far. But it does make up for it in atmosphere. There's some genuinely creepy moments in this, but not the best. So very cheap. This was only £1 actually. It was in my pickups a few weeks ago. Picked up for about £1, about that, from the CX. But yeah, there's some creepy moments in that. Left 4 Dead. It's a fantastic zombie game. Really good. Best played with a party of 4, granted. But it's still good. Good to play on your own as well. Not got number 2. Got that one. Not number 2. But it's good. Next one. Alice. Madness Returns. Again, some fantastic imagery in this. And the sets are fantastic as well. Going through Wonderland with the Vorpal knife. Vorpal blade, sorry. Just to go. Fantastic. Awesome, awesome, awesome stuff. The next one, for all those people who like their blood and guts by the bucketful, can't go wrong with some Splatterhouse. Now, I used to have the Mega Drive versions of it, and I love those. I'd love to get them again. But I think you can actually unlock the original if you complete this game. I think that's right. Could be wrong. Most of the time I am, but I think the original game is unlockable if you complete this, which I haven't yet. But yeah, there's no point in having to turn off the blood option in this, because otherwise it won't be a game at all. It's very, very gory, but very, very fun. And speaking of gory games, Dante's Inferno, which most people class as a God of War ripoff. And I could have put God of War in this collection, I've not. But even though that has got lots of violence and blood and guts, I wouldn't call it a Halloween type game. This is set for the most part in hell. So, yeah, I'd say this was a kind of Halloween type game. Certainly. Absolutely. Another one I picked up a few weeks ago. Fear 2. Pretty good. Again, some genuine frights in this. Some really good jump scares. Quite cheap as well. Pick it up if you can. Okay, going back to PlayStation 1. We got these two games. Nightmare Creatures 1 and Nightmare Creatures 2. I think this was one of the first games that actually came out for PlayStation. I think. Really good. Really good. This one I'd say is more Halloween-y than this, believe it or not. Certainly more violent. Lots more blood in this than this. But both really good. Still really good to play. Now then, these next ones I just love. They're just great. I wish they made more of these games. It's the Evil Dead games. Now I think I've got them all, because I think they only made 3. But like this one, Hail to the King. Really good. Bit difficult, but stick with it and it's worth it. Really, really good. Fistful of Boomstick, which is my favourite one. Second one, PlayStation 2, my favourite one. Again, it's actually my second copy of this game. I wore out my first copy. It's my second copy of it. It's getting harder to find, especially now the series is on TV. But love, love, love this. And Regeneration. Again, another fantastic game. Who doesn't like a bit of Evil Dead? Any horror fan would love this. Okay. We got House of the Dead 1, 2 and 3, and Overkill. For all those people who like the horror with a light gun. Still not played this yet though. Still not played it. These two though are great. Some great memories playing this. Well, certainly number 2 at the arcade. And this is just fun. This plays like a grindhouse movie. That kind of feel to it. There's lots of swearing, blood and guts in this. So, yeah, make sure you stick to that. Okay. More zombies. Lots more zombies. Dead Rising. Really good. Really good games. Huge games. Still not beating either of them, I can tell you. More zombies. There seems to be a theme emerging. Dead Island. And its follow-up. Love this game so much. I picked up the Game of the Year edition. Just for all the extra little bits that came with it. Fantastic game. Just love that game. Okay. Now, if you prefer your horror to have a more of a sci-fi kind of theme to it, then you can't go wrong with a decent Alien game. And I've included this because the first time I played this, it actually gave me some genuine jump scares. It starts off, you know, you're okay, you're shooting at the face huggers, but the first time a full-grown alien runs towards you, you will cack your pants. I did. My brother did. I think most people did. You just go into panic mode. It just runs straight at you, and you're fumbling for the button. This actually gave me some genuine jump scares, and it still did when I played it the other day. First time those aliens run at you. Brown trousers time. So I've also included these as well. Now these are the only Alien games I own. So I don't have Isolation, which apparently is the best one. I don't know. This one was actually genuinely eerie. When you're just walking around with your motion detector, listening to it tick and click, and then you get a signal and you're looking for the alien and you're panicking because you don't have any bullets and so. But yeah, some general feeling of uneasiness you're looking for. Now you can't have a sci-fi horror game I'm not mentioning this. I think most people have played this or some variation of it. I've only got number 1. Not beat it yet, but I'm getting there slowly. Really good. Again, some real panicky moments when you're low on ammo and those things are just lumbering towards you. And the last game I'm going to show you today, I've mentioned it a few times in a few videos, Dead Space Extraction. It's a rail shooter using the physics of Dead Space. Again, you have to dismember all the aliens, otherwise they'll just keep coming at you. And when you're low on ammo, and because it's a rail shooter, it's constantly moving. Yeah, really good. Very atmospheric, very creepy, very, very good. If you get a chance to pick that up, please do. I'm going to have another drink because I've been talking too long. Sorry about that. Okay, those are my horror games. Now, if you don't want games, you maybe like a good book, good horror book. There's loads to choose from, absolutely loads to choose from. And this is the one I'm reading. It's actually the same one I read most years. It's Terry Deary's True Stories. This is actually an anthology, 3 books. True Monster, True Horror, and True Ghost Stories. Terry Deary is the guy, for those who don't know, behind the Horrible Histories series. So he knows his stuff. In these books, he takes true accounts, true witness accounts, and he dramatizes them. Then at the end of them, he poses questions whether you believe they're real or not. As you can see, I'm quite a way through. About to start reading more about Lizzie Borden. Don't know who that is? Google it. Very creepy story. Of course, you can't have Halloween without thinking of scary movies. Again, loads to choose from. Everyone would instinctively go to the Halloween series. I've actually just finished watching them all. Because every month during October, I try and watch as many scary movies as I can. I try and watch at least one a day. So I've been through the Paranormal Activities, I've been through all the Halloweens and stuff. So for Halloween night itself, I've chosen 2 films I'm going to watch. First one, it's going to be this, Sleepy Hollow, because this gives me that real Halloween feeling. It's dark, it's gothic, it's just fantastic. Great film to watch on Halloween. And the next one, Trick or Treat. It's an anthology movie that all ties in together at the end. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone who's not watched it. I just recommend that you get it. It's fantastic. Really good Halloween film. Some real stars in this as well. Wasn't very well advertised when it came out. Straight to DVD. I think it should have been given a cinema release. But hey, what do I know? There's talk of a number 2. And I really hope they do one. But for now, this is going to be my Halloween viewing on the night itself. And that was my Halloween and horror collection. Thank you very much for watching. I will link my first video below. Until next time, good people. See you soon.